Welcome to The Explainer. We are going to tackle that absolute visceral dread we all know too well. Booting up your PC, hearing the fan spin up, seeing the motherboard logo, and then boom, nothing. Just an endless sea of black pixels. It totally feels like your machine just gave up the ghost, right? But today, we're decoding this whole phenomenon using the official documentation. We'll figure out what Windows is actually doing behind the scenes and walk through the exact triage steps to bring your display back to life.
You look at tech forums and the sheer panic is just so real. People are posting things like, computer never recover itself, or they just throw their hands up and say, I nuked it all, LOL. It absolutely feels catastrophic in the moment. But the crazy thing is, in the vast majority of these cases, your PC, and more importantly your data, is actually very much alive. It's literally just trapped behind a broken visual layer.
So we're going to treat this explainer exactly like a medical triage protocol. First, diagnosing the black screen. Then, quick keyboard resuscitations, repairing the Windows shell, safe mode interventions, and finally, rebuilding user profiles. All right, step 1. Diagnosing the black screen. Let's assess the patient's vitals. Before we start throwing random fixes at the wall, we absolutely have to look at the symptoms. There is a massive fork in the road here. Do you see a white mouse cursor floating in that dark void? If you do, that's actually great news. Your operating system is running perfectly fine in the background. You've got a heartbeat. It's just the visual interface that crashed. But if you're staring at total darkness with zero cursor, the monitor isn't getting any data at all. And that points us straight toward a hardware, power, or deep driver disconnect.
When you look at the aggregated data from IT support forums, you find 4 primary offenders triggering this void. We're talking display drivers, broken Windows updates, corrupt user profiles, and fast startup conflicts. Seriously, a botched Windows update can easily corrupt a graphics driver. Or that fast startup feature, the one that tries to save your system state so you boot faster, yeah, it often just loads a corrupted driver state, leaving you staring right at a blank monitor.
Moving on to step 2, quick keyboard resuscitations. Let's apply some immediate first aid. Say you're working and the screen just suddenly freezes to black. Or you log in and there's no desktop. Pressing Win, Control, Shift, and B all together is absolutely your best friend. It's basically a computing defibrillator. It sends a shock that intentionally resets your graphics driver. You'll hear a quick beep, the screen might flash, and bam, picture's back. No restart required. It's a lifesaver.
Okay, but what if that didn't work? Don't panic. Just hit good old Control-Alt-Delete. If your screen suddenly flips to that familiar blue security menu, take a huge breath. Your underlying OS is completely healthy and listening to you. From there, you just click Task Manager to administer our next fix, because we basically just proved the issue is completely localized to your desktop environment.
Which brings us to step 3, repairing the Windows shell. Time to turn the lights back on.
So if you made it into Task Manager, you're dealing with a crashed Windows shell. Think of the file explorer.exe like the stage and lighting for your computer. It runs your taskbar, your wallpaper, the whole desktop experience. When you've got a black screen but a working cursor, the actors, like your data and your hardware, are still perfectly fine on stage, ready to go. The explorer.exe process just crashed, which literally means somebody accidentally turned off the stage lights.
Let's flip that breaker back on. In that Task Manager window, click File, then Run New Task. Just type explorer.exe right into the box and hit OK. It's basically magic. Almost instantly, your taskbar, wallpaper, and icons should snap right back into existence. It's such a simple fix, but it works for a massive percentage of users.
But why does the shell crash in the first place? If you dig into the tech subreddits, you'll find some incredibly quirky blockers. Like, there's this background process called the App Readiness Service that can get stuck in an endless loop, entirely blocking your desktop from loading until you kill it in Task Manager. Even weirder, people report that a simple glitch with the default Windows Photos app or a CPU drain from a file called cghost.exe can take down the entire visual shell. Absolutely wild. But hey, we have to be realistic here. What if your keyboard is just totally unresponsive? You're mashing Control-Alt-Delete and absolutely nothing is happening, and you're just staring into a pitch black void with zero cursor. What then?
That's when we move to step 4, safe mode interventions. We're moving the patient to the ER. We're going to use a bit of a brute force method here. Hold your PC's power button down for 10 seconds for a hard shutdown. Turn it back on, and the exact second you see a logo or a spinning dot, hold that power button down again. By intentionally mimicking a power failure 3 times in a row, you're triggering a built-in failsafe. Windows basically throws its hands up and boots into a blue diagnostic screen called Advanced Recovery. This is our sterile ER environment where we can run some heavy-duty technical fixes.
Once you're in that blue menu, you want to boot into safe mode. This loads Windows with only the bare minimum, absolutely essential drivers. If your screen suddenly works in safe mode, boom, you immediately know a third-party driver or a recent update is the problem. From there, your best bets are opening Device Manager to roll back your graphics driver, ripping out a broken Windows update that recently installed, or disabling that fast startup feature we talked about earlier so it stops causing boot conflicts.
And while you're hanging out in the recovery environment, if you're comfortable opening a command prompt, there are 2 exact commands you should run: sfc/scan now, which is the system file checker, and dism. These are incredibly powerful. They'll scan the whole operating system, ping Microsoft servers, and actually download and repair any deeply corrupted system files that might be keeping your display from turning on.
Finally, step 5, rebuilding user profiles. This is the complex software surgery.
Picture this. Your computer boots up totally fine. You get to the login screen. You log into a guest account, and the desktop is flawless. But the exact second you log into your personal account, dead black screen. Well, that perfectly isolates the issue. Your hardware, your video drivers, your network, they're all fine. The actual problem is that your specific user profile registry is corrupted. This usually happens because of an interrupted file transfer or a tiny power blip while the system was saving your personal settings. So how do you fix it? You do a profile rebuild. Log in through a working administrator account. Dive into your hard drive and physically move your broken user folder, the one with all your documents and photos, into a temporary backup folder. Then go deep into Windows Advanced System Settings and totally delete the broken registry link for your user. When you log back in as yourself, Windows thinks, oh, a brand new user, and builds a fresh, uncorrupted desktop from scratch. Then you just carefully migrate your saved files back over. It's super invasive, sure, but it completely bypasses the corruption without needing to wipe your whole computer. But all of this brings us to a pretty sobering final thought. Let's say you've done it all. You've mashed the keyboard shortcuts, you've rolled back drivers in safe mode, run the command prompts, rebuilt the profiles, and your screen is still just a dark, empty void. At what point do we finally admit that the hardware itself is dead? If the patient completely stops responding to these escalating triage steps, it leaves us with a terrifying question to explore next time. How do you physically diagnose and resurrect a dead GPU, a totally fried monitor, or a severed motherboard connection?